we got 3 guys in the program that we, feel pretty good about, and we brought in 4 more freshmen. So, it's an open competition, and it's going to be that way probably through the whole camp, and really probably right up to September 6th till we really, that week of September 6th till we make a decision. It's going well. They're competing, and obviously the vets got a step ahead just because they've been here for a year or two, and the freshmen just need to catch up, and we need to do a good job to get them caught up and get them mentally ready as well. So, it's an open competition, and we got to see what's going to happen throughout. Just to be efficient, if whatever efficient is, I mean, whether it's being the best passing offense in the conference, or being the best rushing offense in the conference, just to be efficient. And our number one goal is not to turn the ball over. If we don't turn the ball over, we're going to be a good offense. No matter what we do, we're good enough in the skill positions, and obviously one of our main goals is to get better in the run game. That's been, if you can run the ball, you're going to have success on offense, no matter what you're doing. So, a big goal for us to be efficient in the run game. Eric's probably not the best athlete on our team, but he may be the most competitive, or one of the most competitive guys we got, and he works hard in the off season, and he comes to practice every day, competing in practice. And he's just a tough kid. I mean, overall, he's one of the toughest guys we got because of the competitive level, and he's just a good competitive player. And we are very, very happy to have him, and looking forward to even better things in his sophomore year.
For the receiving core, anytime you're breaking in a new quarterback, it's always good to have returning talent at the receiving position, and you seem to have that across the board. Can you talk a little bit about the other guys that are coming back with Tyler Ambush and Chris Collins and a slew of other players?
Yeah, I mean, we returned, Tyler as a freshman, over 20 catches. Chris has been in the program now. He's a fifth-year senior. I mean, Chris led our program. His freshman year, he led our team in touchdown reception, so he's a proven player as well. He had over 40 catches last year. I mean, it should take the pressure off the quarterback. Along with, we got guys in the program who've been here, and Dom Jefferson and Rob Seaman, and, we think we have actually a pretty good, talented receiving group in the freshman class. They ran some good 40s, so now we got to see if that's going to correlate to being a good football player, but we feel pretty good. And Brandon and Phil have been in the program for now 3 years, and they both had great years. In fact, I think Brandon was probably our most improved player a year ago. Phil is an explosive player, as we got on our offense. He's physical and he's fast, and Brandon is not far behind him at all. So we feel really good about him. And again, if we can run the ball efficiently again with those 2 guys, we're going to be able to take the pressure off the quarterback and make his job a little bit easier. We had to replace four seniors last year on the offensive line, so there were some growing pains, no doubt. It's a really good group, though. We think we had probably maybe one of the best recruiting classes in the freshman class that we've had. They're all big kids, big, pretty physical kids. So just we have to find a tackle. We have to replace Evan Sargo from a year ago. But we think it's now an experienced group, so we think we should be better there. They still have a lot to prove. There's no question. It probably was the weak link of our offense a year ago, but we had 4 brand new starters in there, and that's not an easy position just to put 4 new people in and say you're not going to miss a beat. So we feel pretty good about it. They had a great offseason. They're doing well in camp right now. So, we just got to keep developing and keep getting them ready and keep making sure they play physical. And the defense now, I mean, a couple of times last year, I mean, we were better at stopping the run, but when we lost some games we maybe shouldn't have, it was because we were getting the ball run against us. So that's going to be a big thing we're stressing in camp. And then turnovers, right? I mean, we're talented enough on the defense side of the ball where now they can make plays for our team to win games. We're really, really talented in the back end, in the secondary, and we can rush the passer up front. And, so that should disrupt things. And then, we should be able to do things in the secondary to rush the passer with blitzes and looks and be a little more creative and hopefully be a little more dynamic on defense and let our back end make some plays to help us win football games in the turnover deal. I mean, we're returning, possibly the best pass rusher in the conference and a young player in Khalid Pierce. I mean, he's as good a pass rusher as we've ever had here. He's probably as good as anybody in the conference at pass rushing. So he's explosive and dynamic in that aspect of the game. We return all our tackles, and they're all big, physical kids. I mean, I don't know if anybody's got a stronger 3 than we do in the conference. So again, that should just get us better at stopping the run and allow the linebackers to move around a little bit more freely. So, and then we got 2 senior defensive ends who need to have a really good year and a really great camp in Brian McLean, Greg Roberson, and then we got to find a young guy that at another defensive end spot to get in that rotation and compete. So it's a good group. I mean, it should be as good a group as we've ever had here. You know, and they're still a little bit young besides the 2 senior defensive end. Everybody else will be back for another year. So again, it's just they got to get better and keep developing, and we got to make sure they do that. I mean, Larry's as good as an outside linebacker as there in the conference. Chris is a steady player, the leader of our defense. Dylan Stewart's back now after sitting out a year, 2 years ago. He's back in great shape right now. He got hurt halfway through the season, so we lost him a little bit. Expecting really good things from him. He's back in shape and ready to go and having a pretty good camp right now. And again, like I said, Chris is the leader of the whole defense, and he's our staple. He's the guy we go to lead everybody. And then we got a sophomore, Matt Conover, who came in last year and got hurt actually the first day of testing. Strained his hamstring a little bit, tested in the 40. He was probably a little bit too heavy coming into camp. He looks great right now. He lost a little bit of weight, got stronger with losing weight. So we'll see. I mean, he's going to be a big one. I think we need to get him in the rotation and expecting pretty good things from him. And then we got to find young guys again to get in the rotation and compete with the guys we got to make us better. Those guys in the back end, and Wiz and Dion Williams and Aaron Fry, we got to replace a corner, but we got young guys who played in the system last year. Shannon Scott played going about halfway through the year, you know, had 2 big plays, one against Grove City, you know, to close the game out with an interception. You know, so and we're expecting big things from Jacoy Taylor, who looks great in camp right now and is competing. So we got to replace one of the corners, but you know, we'll be as good as anybody in the secondary, I think. You know, and the other guy in that whole deal, who's our very versatile player in the defense and allows Coach Watkins to do some things and have that guy you can go to is our senior Brooks Kersey. Brooks can line up and play outside linebacker, line up at one of the safeties, and not miss a beat. I mean, he could go right now and coach our whole defense. So, you know, those guys allow us to do different things in blitz packages and allowing the linebackers to make some plays for us too, because they can cover one-on-one. So it does expand your defense and allow, you know, hopefully to confuse some quarterbacks and give some different looks. So, again, we're excited about where we are in defense. I think it's potentially the best group we've ever had here. You know, we haven't been the best on defense in the conference. We've been in the bottom half of the conference for, you know, the last few years or so. But, you know, these guys were pretty young last year, and most of them are all juniors right now, and they're going to come back and they're going to have 2 more years left. You know, we really think that, you know, that group itself is going to be, you know, in the top half of the conference now, if not in the top 3. That's what we expect out of them. He led the league, I believe, in net average last year, and punt average. He led the league in points inside the 20, I believe, as well. I mean, you know, you could put Steve out there, and we could be standing on our own 35, and all of a sudden, you know, we're kind of sluggish on offense, and he just boots one and pins him inside the 20 on the other side of the ball, and it completely changes the whole complexion of the game. I mean, it's great to have. After this year, we're going to miss him. We got to replace him. It's going to be hard because he's as good to me as anybody in the conference. You know, and having him is special with regards to, you know, he can change the game like that in a second, you know, especially on offense. If we're, for whatever reason, struggling or anything, he can just flip that field position on us and bail out the offense and help out the defense. So it's really, really important to have. We're excited about it. You know, adding Case Western and Carnegie Mellon are just, you know, 2 great traditional football teams. Our conference, to me, was already as tough a conference in the country in Division III, and you know, adding these 2 teams is just going to make it even tougher. You know, but you know, we're going to open up with, you know, again, probably the best team in Division III, and we're excited to do it. Right, we're very, very excited to do it. We want to show our guys who that is, and it's a football game. We're going to line up and play and get ready to play like we're going to play anybody else in our conference. You know, we're excited to do it. We got the opportunity to do it. We love playing teams from Ohio because, you know, we think it helps us out recruiting. We have an opportunity to go and play, you know, the best team in Division III. So we're excited to do it and want to show our guys who they are and get out there and compete.